You are now listening to Effin Radio.
And welcome to F&B Radio. My name is Lindsay Collins, and I am your host. And at this very moment that you're listening to this show, I'm probably on my way to Savannah for the first time ever. I've never been. Isn't that weird and stupid? I don't know. I grew up, my family all lived in Charleston. We lived kind of near Aiken, South Carolina, so not about 2 hours away. And Savannah's also 2 hours away, but kind of in a different direction down the coast in Georgia. And so we never went. I don't know, unless I'm just blanking on some time that we took a trip there when I was little and don't remember. But as an adult, I've never spent time in Savannah. And it's something that's been really secretly embarrassing me for a long time. Because whenever I say that, then it's like people finding out that like you don't eat onions or something. They're just like, oh. Like it's somehow an indication of like how well traveled you are is kind of an indication of how worldly you are. And I know that's not entirely true, but it kind of is. Like there's major cities that I've never ever set foot in. Most of them like pretty huge in the world of food that I've never been in. One is Chicago. One is Savannah. One is New Orleans. Where else? Philadelphia. Never even thought about going. That's not true. I think about going. It just never happens. I tried to go to New Orleans one time when I had the money, and somehow it was like right when Hurricane Katrina hit or had just hit, and people were like, it's not really a good time. Chicago, I was just like, I don't know why. I don't know why. No reason. I want to go. I have so many friends that lived in Chicago, that love Chicago, that like to have nothing but amazing things to say about Chicago. I've just been like, somehow I don't know. I just always end up going to the same places. But honestly, in life, I'm kind of like that. Like, I think if people followed me around, they would be like, wow, she eats at the same 3 restaurants. Old Lee's, Jackrabbit Philly, and Martin's, and or Hugh Babies, which the boys call Who Babies. Who baby you want me? I eat at those 3 restaurants pretty much exclusively. That's not true. I'm just joking, but it feels like that. And it feels like those are the only 2 places I eat, 3 places I eat. And so worldview can feel like that sometimes where I'm like, New York's the only city I go to. LA is the only city I go to. I'll go to the Bay Area sometimes. I just don't travel. Part of it's because I'm poor, but the other part, and I think that's why the shame is attached, because it's like somehow it says something about you, like you can't afford to go to these places that like you should be able to go to, or like that everyone's like, oh my God, you love food, you got to eat there. So anyway, I can afford to go to Savannah. I just somehow have been like, I'm already here in Charleston, so I'll just save that money and just go to Old Lee's. You know, like what? It's all just so embarrassing. And a lot of people are really shocked about the New Orleans thing. But also I know they're totally different cities. And like people who love these cities as well, like what I call the second cities, like Chicago is a second city. There's even an improv thing named after it. It's considered a second city, right? Because people are like, oh, if I want to go to a major big city in the north, what are you thinking of? Is it New York? Right. Okay. So, and then New Orleans is just kind of like, it's its own place. Like there is no place like it. I've never been, and I already know there's no place like it. It's a little bit like Charleston, you know? A little. And the more I get into a place where I'm like, I don't party like I did. Like I used to want to go for like the party scene. I was like, man, I heard you could just drink in a police car. In a cop car, you could just you could walk down the street and just drink. And I heard you can do that in Savannah too. So I think it is always, wait a minute. Did I go to a St. All right, if you're listening and you knew me in like my early college age years, like 18 to 20-ish. Did I ever go to Savannah? Just tell me. Now I'm having one of those weird flashbacks where I'm like, maybe I did. Or maybe people just were telling me that I should. I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure I've never been there. Anyway, we'll find out because I'm going there today. I'm en route to Savannah to perform in Rip City on the road. It's the first time in my experience. Maybe they've done it at other places, but I don't think so. I think it's only ever been in Charleston. But anyway, we're taking the show on the road. We're driving to Savannah tomorrow, and I have my sister coming to stay at our house. And so she's going to watch my boys and her 2 kids and hang out at my place. So I have the daunting task of filling the house up with stuff that someone would be excited to find, you know? I'm really big on this, like stocking the house is like something I really like to do when people come to stay with me. Even if I am here, I like to stock the house. I'll usually put a gift basket in their bedroom, like they're at, I don't know, like they're at a hotel. Like I just like to make it very comfortable. But when I'm not here, that's a totally different thing because it's kind of like a choose your own adventure. Like I can tell you, hey, help yourself to anything in the fridge, but you might pick something old or like, you know, then it's on me to like only curate stuff that is like, is this half a pound of bacon? Like, is it new? Is it, I just imagine my sister opening things up and being like smelling stuff just to be like, is this good? Maybe I'm the only person that does this, but I used to get really funny about going to like my friends' houses in high school because I would just assume all their food was outdated. Outdated's the wrong word. Expired. I would be like, is this Coke flat? Like before I drink it, like I just want to know. And my friend would be like, God, you're such a bitch. No, it's not old. I would be like, is this Pop-Tart old? And she would be like, well, no, it's a Pop-Tart. Like, fuck you. But I just don't want anyone to ever come to my house and be like, can I get down on this burrata or has it been sitting here? And I know there's expiration dates on there. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm like, do you leave something fully open? Like I can't go buy all new condiments. So she has to just trust that if she wants to use my whole grain Dijon, that it's good. But it starts to make me very self-conscious about the state of things in my house, knowing that someone will be in here trying to live like I would live, you know, in my absence. And I know the boys will be here. That's the only like comfort I have is my kids are at the age now where they pretty much run things and they have their own agency in the kitchen. Like they have stuff that they handle on their own. So I know that like, Julian specifically will be able to help. Roman always is very straightforward with what he wants. He places his order with confidence and is just like, I'll have an egg in a hole with salad and oatmeal and a banana and a juice. And so I know it's not that. I want Madeline to walk in and be like, wow, look at this pantry. Not like, look at these remnants of shit. Like, what is all this shit? Is this accessible? How old are these cashews? Like, I want someone to come into my home when they stay in my home. And if they wanted to make a wedding cake on the fly, I want them to feel like they would, the confidence to do that. Like they could look in the fridge and be like, wow, hey, she's got grass-fed butter, like enough, unsalted enough. Oh, wow. And she's got like sugar and brown sugar. Oh, looks like she's got almond flour and regular flour and self-rising flour. And it's all labeled and not like half a bag. Like I want people to feel like they can, like anything's possible when they walk into my kitchen and I'm not there, so that it is very like self-led. So I've been like kind of in the process of, I cleaned out the fridge. I edited things that were old in the fridge. You know, I judged up the condiments. The pantry is always a fucking dumpster. I hate a pantry, which is weird because I use the pantry every day. But somehow I'm just like, there's things that I really take seriously, like in food organization, food storage, like properly storing food is something that I'm very serious about. Even the refrigerator, like I do clean it at once a week. I like pull everything out, wipe all the shelves down, edit anything, put things in use first, and like try to make it look like a grocery store so that when I open my fridge, I use everything that's in there. And I don't look in there and think like, ew. Like when you open a fridge and it's just like kind of a couple of weird smells coming out, even though there is some good stuff, but it's like on a random shelf. The overall like feeling is just, ew. Ugh. I don't want anything in here. I don't have anything. And then I go out and buy food, which is dumb and a waste of money. And so I'm trying to be like, I do keep like the fridge and everything, but somehow the pantry items, wow, it's just a fucking free-for-all in there. Like the cans are like so wildly stacked, like not even anything grouped like things together. Just like, it's almost like I just dump them in there. It's almost like I just open it, throw them in there, and then slam the door as quick as I can, hoping it doesn't all fall back out. And it's honestly not far off. Like there are a couple of shelves that I just don't give a fuck about. And it's always something dried, like dried nuts, loose crackers, oats. Like they're all closed. It's not like they're open, you know. But I just mean they're like, they don't have a place. They just go back wherever they can fit. And it's something I feel embarrassed of. So I'm trying to like get that organized so we can go to do the Rip City show. And I can feel like Madeline has everything she needs to make a wedding cake or like whatever is in her heart. Even though they'll probably just order paisanos, because that's what I would do if I was babysitting at someone's house. I would order paisanos. I would put on their pajamas. I would take a bath. You know, I would just make myself at home. And when I stay at people's houses, I do make myself at home. Like to an extreme degree. Like I think when people are like, the house, my house is your house. When people say that to me, even if they don't say mi casa es su casa, which I prefer that they don't, I take it to the heart. I'll do some things that you probably don't think I would do when I'm staying at your house. Like you might be like, does she use my towel? Like, but sometimes I do. Like, I don't know. I know that sounds disgusting, but it's like, I will do stuff like that where I'm like, I'll use your bar soap. I'll just get in there. I don't care. There's just things that sometimes I'm like, I want to know what you're like. And I think that's why I put so much emphasis on making my house nice for other people. Cause I know how I experience people's homes, which is very intimately. and so I expect the same from them. So I'm like, oh God, I don't want her to like open my drawer looking for a t-shirt to sleep in and see a mess. I just assume they're going through every single thing in my house because I'm kind of doing that in their house, not out of a nosy way, but I mean, like sometimes I'm like, oh, where are the scissors? And then I end up having to open every drawer. So it's not like I get there and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if they have any sex toys. I'm not a sex toy person, so that's never like a problem for me. Mostly it would be like, nothing against sex toys. I just, you know, I'm all set. Toy. I just don't need that. But anyway, that's not what this podcast. I'm just saying, I assume everyone's going to be full throttle going through every drawer by accident. By the time they leave your house, they probably had to accidentally open that thinking it was a bathroom and they're like, oh, it's a closet, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'm ready for anything when people stay at my house. And that's what I've been doing all day. And then I had a little bit of work to do, but I'm very excited to be in Savannah. And I hope that if you live in Savannah, you'll come to the show at Front Porch. And then we're going to turn it right around Saturday morning, drive back to Charleston, and we're going to do Rip City again in Charleston at Lo-Fi. So there you go. That's my weekend. I hope that I see you in one of those places because it is going to be a really good time. Speaking of good times, we officially announced the summer pool party, in quote, if you could see me, I'm doing quote unquote pool party. There is no pool. We don't have a pool. There won't even be any like water attractions other than just like a running toilet and sink in the bathroom. But we're doing the party skewers, which is at our house. And I got so excited because It just feels more real now that we've launched the poster. If you haven't seen it, go to F&B Radio's Instagram. It has all the details. It features all of the artists who are going to be. I'm just so excited about the artist lineup. I really am just unbelievably thrilled. Everyone that's participating is so fucking cool in so many different ways. And it's just a really special group. And the artists are really excited to be a part of it. And that's something that feels really cool. Like everybody's just kind of pumped to do it. And we're going to throw a party. Robert Pratt is making food with me in the kitchen, 6 to 9, July 22nd. I started panicking because I was like, I reposted that too close to June 22nd, which is well, it's today, but if you're listening to this, it's yesterday. And like, I feel like someone's going to come to my house on Thursday, June 22nd from 6 to 9, thinking there's going to be an art party, because June and July, really, it's a crapshoot for me. I can't tell the difference on a calendar. It's just the same amount of letters, essentially. It is not essentially, it is the same amount of letters. They both start with a J. There's a U. They're right next to each other. Like, there's just so much potential for getting it wrong. And so I hope that everyone is clear that the party was not, June 22nd. It's July 22nd. And all of the art is going to be hung all throughout the house, and there's going to be snacks, and it's going to be such a good time. I did have a panic because I was like, how many people are going to come? Not like, I hope people come, but like, how many do you plan for when it's just an open-ended, just like, come on, come, anyone come. That's what we wanted to do. Like, there's no tickets, there's no anything. It's just a party, like drop by. But I had a couple of late night panics, just being like, what if we only make food for 40 people and then 140 people come? Or what if we make food for 100 people and only 10 people come? Like, I don't care if we have more food, although that's wasteful. And I don't really want to, I don't want to be like sitting on 400 hot dogs. I would rather that than have someone show up and be like, oh, I'm sorry, the food's gone. So if you are coming, just hit me up. Even if you already know my address, we did put it like to kind of get a head count. I was like, just DM me for the address so we can like see who's coming and how many, not who, anyone is welcome, but how many people, like get a head count and try to plan for food, because it is so hard to just, I don't know. I was like, all right, I'm going to make shrimp cocktails. Should I buy like just like 5 pounds of shrimp or like 500? Like, I just have no concept. It's why I would have never made it as a chef. Like, they would explain to me about pars and projecting and like ordering, and never once did any of it feel like it made any sense. I was just confused the whole time. I was like, well, you're supposed to just estimate based on like numbers you did last year on that date. What if you never did any numbers last year? What if this is the first party you've ever thrown? How the fuck do you know? It's going to be a learning experience, is all I'm saying. And Jeremy seems to think it's pretty straightforward, so I'm going to lean on him. And I think it is straightforward, but I just don't want people to show up and not have something delicious to eat. But with that said, it's very much a first come, first serve thing. So hopefully we don't run out. But if we do run out, we'll have small things. You will not be there won't just be nothing. But I think if you really are excited about the food part, let me know you're coming. That's all I'm saying. If you're more excited about the art part and you could care less about food, that's not going anywhere. You'll be able to see that regardless of if 10 people show up or 1,000 people show up. But I would love a head count for foods and drinks and snacks. Just let me know. Just DM me or Jeremy or anyone, but preferably me, because I'm kind of driving this train. But yeah, I'm so pumped. I think it's going to be a really, really amazing time. And it's just going to be a cool way to kick off the summer, even though it'll be kind of over. July 22nd. Like, when does summer end? Yesterday was the summer solstice, and I was like, thank God, the longest day of the year. Like, some people love summer. And I do. I can get in, like I said, I can get into summer mode, but I'm definitely more of a winter girl. I don't like the sun to be up that long. I don't need that many hours in a day. I'm looking to keep the days kind of short and sweet. You know? Otherwise, there's just more shit to do. Then I just have to do more. I need it to get dark so I can like shut down. But yesterday was the longest day of the year, so it's only shorter from here for a while anyway. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. But yeah, so many fun things. I hope I see you at Rip City, either in Savannah or Charleston. And if you're coming to the party, which you definitely should, just let me know. July 22nd, 6 to 9 at our house. Check out the poster. Like, I still just look at the names on the poster and I'm like, holy shit, I'm such a fan of all of these people. It's pretty amazing. And Jeremy's working on new art for that as we speak. And it's just really, it's a really exciting time. So thank you so much. Thanks to the person that wrote a really sweet review. Thank you. Those reviews, honestly, blow me away. If you haven't left a review, just do it. I'll read it on the air. Somebody had a cool screen name. It was like Smackin' Dad Ass. I was like, who is this? The review was like so tame, and then the screen name was so extra, and I would love to know who wrote that, because I really enjoyed both the review and the name. But anyway, love you guys. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you this week. I mean, what? I'll see you this weekend and next week. Bye. 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 Bye.